Weekly roundup time, Division 3, Wayne.
How you going, Tom?
Well, thank you.
Well, that's good.
Where are we starting?
We're starting down at Flinders Park Oval, and it was Flinders Park, Darcy's boys, 21-12, 138, defeating Mitcham 10-8, 68.
Yep, so Darcy was with us at the live call on the weekend, but I actually ran into Andrew Ainger and I think it was some Flinders Park boys, and they said they spanked them, and I don't really like them, the Flinders Park boys. They weren't very nice, no.
No? Oh, okay.
Nah, they're right. So Ainger kicked 6, Horsnell kicked 3, Winnan 3, Garicki kicked 3, Horsnell, George and Collins were the best players.
And for Mitcham, Vernal with 2, Pryor with 2, Clark with 2, Vernal, Juralowski and Gregory in the best for the Hawks. Tough year for Mitcham.
Yeah, look, they were with them at half time, 17 points down, but Flinders Park are always going to be too good at home. Vernal features in our awards later on, so credit to him. A challenge was answered on the weekend, and it was, not that they'll be hearing about it on our show, but Brighton Bombers 16-10, 106. Went to Golden Grove and got the chocolates. Golden Grove 12-7, 79. 2 points of difference at half time, at three-quarter time. Golden Grove actually leading at half time and quarter time as well. So they've come from behind. Quality's got them over the line. Basically on the back of Jackie Juniper just absolutely firing up.
8 goal, 1 last quarter. Certainly will win you most games.
Yep.
So Juniper with 8, Harvey and Howie with 2 apiece. Ray, Juniper and Kennedy in the best for the Bombers, mate. And for Golden Grove?
For the Cookies, it was Oliver and Gunning with 3. Blair kicked 2, whilst Morris, Ingram and Hannah were adjudged their best players, according to the Intraweb.
That we read from weekly. Next game, sorry for getting, I called this the local derby, but I got in trouble about this last week. And it was
I think you got the tip wrong too, didn't you?
No, I did not. No, I did not. Thank you very much there, Thomas. But it was probably a bit closer than what we thought would have been. But it was Seaton, 10 goals, 8, 68, defeating Portland 8-10, 58. 10 points in total, yeah. So for Seaton, Harlan with 3, Harris and Tonkin with 2 apiece, with Jaspers, Tonkin and Marshall in the best for Seaton.
Paul Marshall still playing A-grade.
Still playing A-grade, yes. And over 35s on a Sunday. No, joking. Sorry, Paul.
Over 45s? He did be 42.
Yep.
Yeah, Marshall. He only played 400 games as well, so no, good luck to him. Moody wearing both kick 2 for Portland, and Dale Laslett, once again, best player for him. We're having a chat about him off air because he wins an award this week, and apparently still has elite level. We're talking elite level fitness, and he's a
boiled egg before the game.
He's a bit of a eat the boiled egg before the game type operator. He's a bit of a star though, Dale. A different, peculiar lad, but a champion footballer and a pretty good bloke.
Pretty good bloke. That's always good.
No, he's always been very polite to me, but I don't really know him that well. But yeah.
Many people
I'm sure he doesn't go home and beat the missus or anything, so because that would be completely unacceptable. But
where did that come from?
No, I was just saying he's a good. He seems like a decent bloke. He's well mannered, and he was. I interviewed him when he won the Div 4 medal in, I reckon it was 2008, and he was really humble. And the first person he thanked was his dad. So that was my first actual interaction with him, and I was like, wow, what a ripper of a guy. And he's never done anything different since then in the last 10 years. So I stand by my statement.
Okay.
Dale is a good bloke.
Thanks,
move on,
okay, sorry. Okay, the next game was out at Tilbrook Rashid, Glendore Oval, and it was Westminster. It's 12-10, 82, defeating Walkerville 10-10, 72 goals. Was the margin there? Probably yet again another game that was probably closer than we thought. I thought Westminster would have probably run away with that a bit more than what they did. So French and Easton both kicking 3, Burst and Rusby kicking 2 for Westminster. Easton, French and Rusby in the best.
Interesting, I was told, I said mate Walkerville, more than one actually. The big man, I said, tell me about the game. He said the big man at Westminster absolutely dominated. Now I thought that would have been Wakeland, so there could be Ducks and Drakes.
Yep.
Do we know much about Easton?
No.
Easton, Thomas Easton. Yeah, okay.
It could be Ducks and Drakes, I think.
Yeah, you never know. So, but yeah, sorry. I was just a bit sidetracked. He said it was the big man that was the difference in the end. They couldn't penetrate him.
Anyway, for Walkerville, Boyne kicked 5, Wallace with 2, Madden, Law and Westbury for the Cats, mate. So like I said, probably a little bit closer than what we expected. Full credit to Walkerville. They're starting to probably maybe progress forward a little bit with the new coach, with Weed there, and hopefully good signs for them.
3 games outside the 5 though, they won't be playing finals, so they might as well...
Just consolidate themselves, at least they're not going to be looking at relegation, hopefully. So.
No, well, they're 3 games and 4%. Then, well, geez, you'd hard pressed to get relegated in this division. So, yeah, no, Walkies will be fine and hopefully a better year next year for the Cats.
Yep.
Maybe if I had a piece of advice for Walkerville as an ex-player, get your senior club and your junior club to wear the same Guernsey, to sing the same song, and get your senior club...
What? Really?
Get your senior club, this is just my opinion as an ex-player, not as an employee of whoever I might work for, get your seniors to do a bit more work with the juniors. So I went out and I helped coach Walkerville juniors a couple of years ago when my mate had a family tragedy, and the seniors doing laps, but no interaction. No, how the 15s go this week? No. And there's some ripping kids in those 15s, like some development squad players at Nord and North. So real talent that could have been harnessed a little bit better. That'd be my advice to the Cats. You can bring in big name coaches if you want. Weed's a great coach. He's had a lot of success. Won Div 1, Div 2 flags and so forth. But it all starts with juniors for mine. And when you've got such a good junior program, if you could just mesh it, maybe that might be where. And I'm not the man to do it, so I don't want. Don't contact me. But yeah, you know what I mean. Is that unreasonable?
No, it's not unreasonable.
Would you be surprised to hear?
I find that very strange.
That they wear different Guernseys?
Yes.
Sing a different song?
Yes.
I think the Paynham, as obviously from Paynham, they, don't know if they still do, they definitely sang a different song because there might have been an inappropriate lyric in the senior song, as often can be.
Always can be,
You know, did we win?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
did.
booted in, yep.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And Unadada, Panorama, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, so there you go. There's my advice. That's Tommy's tidbit for the night.
Yep, alright, and
I'm sure we'll get some feedback on that one.
you probably will, no doubt. And
I don't
last...
care today.
Oh, no, you don't. We've had terrible days, the pair of us, so...
6 out of 54 I gave my day.
6 out of 54. That's gold.
Yeah.
Well, the last game of the round, for Division 3, was the Bulldogs, Plimpton 16-13, 109, defeating Smosh 9-6-60. 3 points in it at three-quarter time. Smosh, you know, they struggled all year. They've looked like at three-quarter time the boys would have been up and about. They would have thought, we're right in this. And then Plimpton put the foot down and just, it's like stealing lollies from a kid. Really?
Yes. Interesting, mate. Just on the back of what I said earlier about Flinders Park, the Plimpton boys. There was 4 Plimpton boys in the corporate box at the rugby game with me on the weekend, so I only knew one of them.
Yep.
And they were absolute rippers. If I mention their name, they get a fine. So Luke Percy, they call him Puss. Hello, Puss Puss. All right, he kicked 4 on the weekend, so well done to Luke. And what's his name?
I don't know, you're telling the story.
No, Daniel Herbert. That's his name. Herb Zilla.
Yep.
The former Lady Thriller. He was the bloke that got him in. Timmy Dunkley, he's good. Jordan Pegueraro. Oh, was that Johnny Pegueraro, his brother? Yeah, he's the captain. Just trying to stitch a few blokes up here. Who else we got? And the other blokes were smart enough not to tell me their name. So, yeah.
Fines, ka-ching, ka-ching,
Yeah,
ka-ching.
get it up there. And on Saturday, July 1st, the Plimpton Football Club, which would be this Saturday, we recorded on Monday.
Excuse me?
They've got their 80th birthday celebration, so it's a big day at the club. They've invited me. I can't actually make it because obviously we do live calls.
Yes.
But well done, Plimpton, on all the things you're doing moving forward. And I'm a huge fan of the club and the blokes at the club, all rippers.
Yep. I love it. It's good over to send me dog around and throw the
obviously,
ball with me dog.
well, you live there.
I live there, so
I work down there. It's all good.
It's all good. Anyway, for Smosh, Mattner with 2.
Oh, yeah,
a
Smosh.
heap of other blokes kicking singles. Madden, Thomas, and Hughes were in the best for Smosh. You know, Glax is kind of... you can see some progress there, which is always good. Okay, I know it blew out in the end, but it wasn't a complete.
Tell me
blowout.
more about the 0 and 11 progress, Wayne.
They're at least competitive in games.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, let's not be so harsh on
I've
them.
been in one of these seasons where you're
Yeah.
0 and lots, and they're tough. So
No, they had a bad season last year as well.
and then no one's getting reported and stuff. So yeah, no, I'm a bit of devil's advocate there.
You've been a bit nasty.
Yeah. No, I'm not being
You
nasty.
are.
I've got mates at Smosh West
You've-
Lakes, like lifelong mates. So they're not playing A grade anymore. Though. So yeah,
You know, you've got to look. Sometimes you've got to look at the glass half. You know, it's half full, not half empty.
it's not half full when you're 0 and 11 though, mate. Well done. Full credit to them for battling, but You can't talk up their season too much.
I'm not talking it up. I'm just saying they're making some progress.
Okay.
Right? Geez, you're argumentative tonight.
But you know when they'll
Flop
make
bending
progress?
over-
When they sing the song at the
Flop
end of...
bending over my missus with you
I know,
tonight.
I know. Jerk.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to this week's games. First, we have a quick look at the ladder. All right, Brighton sitting up top there, 10-1. Flinders Park and Seaton just sniffing around there, just within striking distance at 9-2 between second and third. Golden Grove fourth, Westminster fifth at 7-4 as well, with Plimpton, Walkerville, Portland, Mitcham, and Smosh sitting bottom.
Smosh doing things really well according
Don't
to
you
Oz.
start, honestly. I've had enough of you.
Still a racing 6 from 1.
right.
This week's games, please.
Let's
mate.
move on to this week's games. Okay, down at Plimpton Oval for their celebrations this week. It's Plimpton taking on Mitcham, mate.
They'll not just need to win, they need to win well to ensure they get their percentage up so they can potentially ultimately leapfrog other teams. Plimpton by 10 goals.
Plimpton by 10 plus for me. I think they will do that. So
You talked about Smosh West Lakes. Here's an opening. Here's an opening for them.
the door's cracked open. Do you reckon?
Well, Portland 2-9 take on Smosh West Lakes, who we've mentioned haven't had a win.
I'm going to go with Smosh. There you go.
Portland have got quite a few injuries. They've got their own issues. If it wasn't at Portland, I'm going to ask the producer because he knows these clubs pretty well. He's a Peninsula boy at heart and lives down that way. Portland and Smosh, please. Portland. Yeah, I took Portland too. You know I was going to be right.
Here we go.
He is, like, for all his annoyances, this guy knows football, so Portland will win that.
Looks like he's half asleep.
Sorry to wake you.
No, wasn't much in it.
Westminster, we just wanted a tip, mate. No
It's not a
talking.
tip. No, okay, it's enough from you. Go back to sleep.
Westminster and Flinders Park, so second versus fifth. This is a big one.
Flinders Park for me. Ainger is the key.
Yeah, and I reckon they've got a match up for him, so I'll take Westminster in an upset.
Okay, there we go. Walkerville, Golden Grove at Walkerville Recreation Ground.
See, this is the kind of game for the last few years that Golden Grove have been losing.
Will drop. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
They'll go in and underestimate them, and Walkerville are, not this week though. I think Golden Grove for me.
Yeah, Kookaburras will be singing. And our match of the round.
Our match of the round this week is Brighton, down at Brighton Oval. Brighton Bombers taking on the Ramblers Seaton.
Has any team snuck under the radar in N Division more than Seaton, who are 9-2?
They're travelling all right. They just got the job done against Portland last week. Brighton for me at home. I just think Brighton are just too powerful.
Brighton are playing someone in the grand final. They've already had the loss they had to have.
Yep.
Brighton. Thanks for watching the weekly roundup. We'll be back next week.
See you guys.